Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 4 of The Ma. So let's get going. I did have some tips I wanted to go over that I received from you guys. So the first one being from Spartak and Kamizushi, mentioning that why don't I go ahead and start to terraform the planets that I have conquered. And one of the reasons is I don't have the tech to allow me to terraform inhabited planets. So if I wanted to do this, what I would have to do is process all of the living things that are on this planet, meaning the food slaves that I have. So if I check, there is still 7 Zappadrogon here, and then I could move 3 Ma off, terraform it, and then recolonize it. Or alternatively, I could just wait to obtain the technology. So we do have some fleets that want to tangle with us. That's cute. Yeah, they're sending a whole bunch of fleets at me here. They're going to get crushed fast. That's fine by me.
Our hive is under attack.
Additionally, it looks like we have a lot of scientists that we can send back out into the field here. This scientist should still assist research. Mostar is the only place that we're really producing science, but all the other scientists will go into this chunk of uncharted territory to figure out what there is for us to research. Now, if I want to start to terraform planets,
Our construction is complete.
the best way to do that is to get our energy credit surplus up as high as I can, as fast as I can, because energy is how you terraform things. I'm also going to start eating into Sildor's territory here. I want to grab all of these beautiful... Oh, you're coming back. Okay. I want to grab all these beautiful systems here. And then also that will allow me to border the Valdari Reavers, which will allow me to go to war with them as well. So there's 2 reasons to venture north. I'm very likely going to be in multiple wars pretty soon. So getting some star bases that specialize in... anchorage, or rather fleet capacity increases, would be wise. So I'm definitely keeping that in mind. Looks like Antac Ram here is a very nice bottleneck, so I'm going to put one of my anchorage stations there. There are a lot more systems below it, but for them to get to my system here, they have to go through Antac Ram, whereas all the other systems they could go around. So Antac Ram's going to be my brand new bottleneck that I'm setting up. And I do have a lot of capacity for additional star bases. I just don't want to use that capacity immediately because the larger I make my fleets, the more costly it will be. And I'm trying to afford...
Our situation log is updated.
Let's get, railguns. Yeah, as I was trying to say, I'm trying to afford being able to terraform, which is a societal research.
We sense hostile swarm.
Alright, they keep trying to send micro fleets to mess with me here, which is kind of weird. Like, this fleet's not even going to be big enough to take out the outpost. Don't know what they're planning, but death, I guess. Failure. That's all that occurs to me. All right, let's keep grabbing these systems here.
Our void hive is under attack.
Yeah. As you can see, my outpost is destroying... Actually, you know what? They're doing a pretty good job of... They might actually recap that system. That's okay. If they recap some systems, it's not that big of a deal. I'll just have to recapture them back. So Fatima, I got a base on, and I'm going to turn this into an anchorage station. We also just finished a bunch of societal research, so let's see what we can do. Monthly influence wouldn't be terrible, because I am limited as a hive mind to how much influence I'm able to get. However, yeah, maybe that's my favorite. And then for physics research, let's see. Research station output is pretty cheap, and that's a good bang for the buck, because I have a lot of research stations. When you go wide, you end up having a lot of research stations. The shipyard... Oh, hello, more prey. The shipyard that I have just expanded, so let's add some new... In fact, let's add more shipyards to it. And as you can see, my alloy is really terrible. And with the new synaptic clusters tech, I can upgrade a bunch of the buildings that I have everywhere. Yeah, they're trying to reclaim their territory. They're just doing a really bad job of it. I have some random frigate that I'm just going to get rid of. This construction ship here was sent to complete that that mission, but I don't really care for a ship that I didn't design myself. And as you can see, they're desperately trying to reclaim some of their territory, but it's not going to work. Even if they get, you know, even if they take down one outpost, which they're likely to be able to take down this one, I'm just going to re-grab it pretty quickly thereafter. A lot of people are declaring me rivals. Now, this is a fallen empire, so obviously I can't go to war with them right now. Fallen empires are empires that are really, really powerful, but they collapsed or stagnated.
Our construction is complete.
So they're overwhelmingly powerful compared to me for now, until I, you know, tech up, expand, get stronger, etc. Now that we have captured all of the... Oh, come on, stop yapping at me. Captured all the territory within our sort of inner bubble, except for this little reaver bubble. I'm going to start expanding northeast towards all of these tomb worlds. It's possible that I'll be able to... actually, I want you staying. One of the other scientists will make that journey. Yeah, you will. I keep trying to research that anomaly. I don't know why it doesn't work. I've, like, attempted to do it multiple times. So there's not a lot of surveying to do over here, because the Fallen Empire kind of stops us. Auxiliary fire control would be very good. Hyperdrive, maybe even better. I'm going to go with hyperdrive. Makes the ships faster or more agile. I can respond to attacks quicker that way. As you can see with my new anchorage stations, my naval capacity went up from 49 to so far 69, and it will keep going up as I add anchorages.
Our construction is complete.
Alright, we have railgun tech. Let's go and get planet build speed. Alright, Uner needs some housing and some jobs.
We have surveyed the system.
They're also not particularly stable. So here, I might want to do some maintenance depots as well. Checking in on everyone else. Stability's okay. Stability, jobs, and housing is okay. Surprisingly enough, demolish. We don't even have enough population to support that anymore. The only population that is on this planet now, at Podrog, is my own. So what I could do is forcibly resettle them to, let's say, Fen. Because Fen has a lot of jobs and capacity. And that leaves Podrog here, a once planet that I had inhabited, to be depopulated. And now I can terraform it to the tropical settings that I like. Done. And because I'm no longer processing their population, I do have a food deficit. I can run a deficit for a while because all I got to do to feed myself is to consume some more enemies. And the war I'm currently in, they seem plenty happy for me to consume them. So I'll head to Ossic here and start to eat them at Ossic.
Our construction is complete.
Monthly influence went up. Let's do gene tailoring. That sounds really good. It will take a bit of time, 31 months. It's kind of a lengthier one, but that will allow us to start modifying our own species to be more swarmy, which is okay. Now, which world had I decided? Okay, so Fedima is my world that does... Let's demolish this. Fedima is the world that does food. It's going to be a dedicated agro world. So if, as you can see here, when you have a very specific type of output from a world, like how Fedima is mostly agricultural districts, it gets set up as an agro world, which means I get even more food. So Unar Prime is a generator world because it mostly has generators, which means my generator districts generate even additional power. So it's actually quite nice to have worlds dedicated to one type of thing, if possible. And Fedima is a great example of that, because Fedima doesn't have a lot of mining or generators available, but it has a ton of agriculture. What do I want here? Ship upkeep reduced, naval capacity increased, would not be bad. Ship build cost, yeah, I'll go build cost. I'm supposed to be swarmy after all. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make sure I get Termeku Black Hole first, because that contains the L-Gate system. I'm actually going to grab all this territory up here before I even bother eating them. Plus, I have plenty of food capacity. Before I build this, what are you? Military isolationists. They are not going to want me to expand on their border here. Isolationists will hate me if I expand here. What I can do is go jump a little bit to Theglin, but military isolationists definitely never colonize next to. They will absolutely go to war with you.
Our situation log is updated.
So our aggressive observation of Sol has caused there to be some implanting problems. This is just sort of flavor. So I'm going to send a scientist over to remedy that. Alright, at Gargantua, let's turn this shipyard into Anchorage.
Our science vessel is under attack.
Science vessel under... Oh, yeah, we hopped to a very hostile system. That scientist is probably dead.
Our science vessel is lost.
Yep. No surprise there. That is an area full of very hostile enemies, which is fine. We had actually quite a lot of extra scientists that we weren't really using, so although I'm not happy that they all died, you know, these things happen.
Technology conceived.
Alright, planet build speed increased. Let's go with crystal mines. No, actually, plasteel armor looks even better. I haven't had a need for crystals yet.
Our construction is complete.
I'm sure I will soon. There's potential exotic gases to be mined there. If I hold left alt, we can see the resources that I haven't tapped yet. The gray ones means I don't even have the tech to do it. So at Kazan here and at Tatanga, we're going to have some crystal mining. Alright, now that we've blown up their... we blew up their spaceport here at the Termeku Black Hole. What I'm going to do here, yeah, anchorage and just resource silo.
Our void hive is under attack.
For whatever reason, this enemy here keeps basically throwing one ship at a time at me, which is cute and absolutely pointless.
Our construction is complete. We have surveyed the system. Our construction is complete.
Whoa, okay. Let me pause for a second. A lot just happened. We expanded to Theglin. That's good. And Aphris. We'll just keep expanding outwards. You did surveying here, but there's nowhere else for this scientist to go, because this is a hostile system that will get him killed. For now, I'm just going to idle that scientist there, because there's a fleet cutting me off from being able to return back. Well, you know what I could do is return, and that will make them go kind of AWOL for a bit, but they'll eventually get back to me. Alternatively, I could just have fired this scientist from the ship, and then scuttled the ship. That would be another fix there. At the capital here, we have a lot of research labs. Let's see. Maybe I'll do some more maintenance depots. Try to get my stability up even higher.
Our special project is complete.
Alright, so the implants were removed. I gained some societal research. Cool.
Our construction is complete.
We now have the Termeku Black Hole in our, I guess, possession? And I'm going to capture the rest of their northern territory here, and then start pushing towards Osik. At this point, they want the war over. But as long as I'm not war-weary, and the weariness is here, I'm at 53%, I'm not going to be penalized for continuing this war anytime soon. Okay, we definitely need amenities here. Okay, there we go. New contact. More people to eat. So what I did here, just to explain, is at Unar Prime, this is going to temporarily bankrupt me. What I'm going to do is turn on capacity overload, which uses influence and makes more energy. But what was happening at Unar Prime is we had a lot of unemployed maintenance drone workers, and what ended up happening was, there we go.
Technology conceived.
What ended up happening was, let's actually destroy that district. They were not creating enough amenities, and the stability was really low. So we got the gene tailoring. Let's go for pop growth speed. So we're supposed to be swarmy. My new people that I discovered are like, you know what, you suck. It's like, all right, cool. Now with gene tailoring, let's get rid of fleeting, so we live a bit longer, and apply this new template to everyone, which only takes 11 months, which is great. And then let's study drones and investigate this new alien that I've discovered.
Technology conceived.
We got improved hyperdrive tech. Now, one thing I haven't done is improve the fleet that I have here. But I'm probably not going to do that. I'll probably drive this fleet into the ground until it's basically destroyed. I like how I just discovered peaceful traders. It's like, oh, food that won't fight back. I'm not going to redo the map the stars. There's really nothing for me left to survey. And then at this place here, I'm going to get rid of the station. Now there's a few planets that that I could be terraforming. So Yama, I could terraform. At Fadima, I could terraform. I just don't have currently the money. So let's see about making some quick cash. All right, so Fadima, I will have enough to terraform this big old planet. There we go. And I just had to sell a lot of my minerals and food to do it. Worth it, in my opinion. All right, so here's the scientist that we had sent back. He'll just assist research at Fadima. My Starfleet is ready to start pushing into their territory. Taking chunks out. If we scroll all the way down here, as you can see, Podrog still being terraformed. It takes a while to terraform a planet, as it should. If it was fast, it would be not so balanced.
We sense hostile swarm. Our special project is complete.
All right, let's benefit from our drone research by having more mineral output from outposts. They have a somewhat fleet here trying to recapture territory, so I'm going to go snuff that out. I can even speed up time. I'm going to catch up, blow up that fleet, and then Ossic, you're going to be in my belly really, really soon. So the important thing about amenities is if you don't have amenities, you end up with very unhappy populations. So I'm making sure that all of my planets... Ooh, we adapted our species. We are no longer fleeting, which is good. Means our leaders will live a little bit longer.
Our special project is complete.
Oh, and we just encountered the Belmacosa marauders, which are sort of gung-ho.
Our construction is complete.
Okay, so that's who I ran into at this world that killed my scientist, was the Marauder Empire. And they have a clear line to come into my territory through Rookbat here. So at Rookbat, I'm going to create a starport. Now, one little starport's not going to slow down their fleet if they want to raid me. Yeah, it won't do much. I'll be perfectly honest, it won't do very much. But it's better than nothing. It's better than letting them stomp me. Now, I could put a bastion station there. So what I was saying before is, for each planet, you want to make sure that they have enough amenities, which helps stabilize the world. High stability planets get more resources. So I have 10% more resources from high stability. Make sure that they have appropriate housing, so there's no homelessness. Homelessness causes crime, which lowers stability. Make sure they have available jobs, because unemployment causes crime, which lowers stability. And, yeah. Keep your deviancy low, which is sort of like people that are threatening your society, I guess. All right. We are expanding. My current... Oh, these Reavers. Wow, they have a weird sort of U-shape here. They are absorbing a lot of the territory that I was slow to move into, which is fine. I can just take it from them.
Technology conceived.
Alright, so we got plasteel armor. I haven't gone over to redesign any ships in a long time, so let's go do that. So ship designer, I'm going to do a new design of Corvette. We're going to give this 3 weapon slots, 2 railguns and a UV laser. And then shields, plasteel armor, and we don't have enough power for afterburners, so let's do a nothing in this slot. Name this Galator, whatever. I don't really care what it's called. And that will be our new ship design. Now, I might want to wait before rolling these out off the line for power fusion reactors, which will make the ships a lot more powerful. And that way we'll be able to have afterburners, for instance. So here we are. We have destroyed the starport over this planet. And I'm going to repair my fleet and then have the fleet bombard Ossic, invade Ossic, and then...
Technology conceived.
and then feed off of the people that live there.
Construction is complete.
We just got pop growth speed. Let's do... Ooh, this is a toss-up. Gene expressions or civic slots. That's tricky. I think gene expressions because it's a rare technology, whereas the civic slots will be more likely re-offered sooner. Oh, and here is an ascension or tradition. So ship upkeep reduced. That sounds good to me.
Our construction is complete.
So we're now butting up against the border of the Voldari Reavers. I could declare war on them, but because my only fleet is currently engaged elsewhere, I'm not going to. I'm going to give them a pass. Not for very long, but just enough to sort of end this war. Because these people only have one other populated world. So although they have a lot more territory, once I capture their last two populated worlds, they're effectively done, right? So these guys here don't actually have that much of an army. I'm just going to invade their planet and then get to Sela. Unar here doesn't have a... Who doesn't... Alright, hold on. Let's go into our planets and sectors. Alright, everyone has a governor for now.
Conceived.
Let's get the crystal mining. And governor. We're going to put our anti-crime governor into Ossic. We just captured Ossic. So Ossic is going to have a low stability. What I'm going to do is replace this with Hunter Seekers, Sentinel Post. And then let's go ahead and deploy Hunter Killer drones, which increases our stability. This fleet here is going to go to Scylla. And then the army is going to follow them to Scylla. And this is the last sort of bastion they have at Scylla.
Our construction is complete.
And looking at the map, there is no way to get to their territory without going through what I've already conquered. So if I really wanted to... yeah, actually, I'm going to hold off on Scylla right now and just capture all their territory because it will be cheaper influence-wise. So in a war, I can capture enemy territory with no influence, but if I captured Scylla, for instance, their entire influential territory would collapse, and for me to expand back into it would require me to build stations there, which would cost me influence. So I can actually capture their territory more easily by just using my military rather than my influence. And I'd rather use my influence. Oh, interesting. All right, I'll just tell you what. I'll pause for a second. So the First Federation just formed. The Republic of Izk just formed. They are down here. If I go to the... Man, I have still not researched this. This seems ridiculous. Go. Oh, because now it's in enemy territory. I understand. Okay. So let's go to contacts. Sort by Federation. So the Alari Dynamics and the Republic of Izek, which is these two. And it forms the same color now, as you could see, because of the Union's map mode that I have on, is now treated as sort of one big entity. Which is fine. I'm not all that concerned. If food wants to band together for safety, they may. Doesn't keep them safer, necessarily. And they're offering... They're trying to expand their federation. Once one federation kicks off... Oh. Alright. Interesting. So although I was sort of priming Earth to become a breadbasket for myself, they decided to have nuclear war on each other, and they no longer exist as a species. Good job, Earth. You have eradicated yourself. Alright, that's fine. Well, guys, I'm about out of time. Let me just re-up my War Drone campaign and my Improve Energy initiative. And if you have any feedback for me, drop me a line. I want to just thank Spartak and Kemizushi for telling me that, yes, I should probably be terraforming and colonizing. And then Alvor Real mentioning that I probably should get a second fleet out in case I have more wars to fight. Fortunately, the AI in this game generally doesn't declare war on you unless they think they can win it. So as long as I have a decently large fleet, it prevents enemy powers from thinking they can declare war on me and win those wars. So I'm a little protected as long as my primary fleet stays afloat. I'll catch you all next time. Thank you for watching. Adios.